Hi, everyone. Your designers are here. I'm Anita at Cedar Hill Farmhouse.
And I'm Yvonne at Stone Gable.
And I'm Kelly at My Soulful Home.
We've got tips and tricks and decorating advice for you today, so let's get started.
Hey, today is episode 170, and we're going to be talking about the secrets to a designer kitchen. So we all have different ideas, maybe not, about what goes into a designer kitchen and what is a quote unquote designer kitchen. And we're going to let you in on some of our, secret tips. So I think you might going to enjoy this. Everybody likes to talk about their kitchen. Everybody spends a whole lot of time in there.
And everyone's very opinionated about their kitchens, I think.
I do too.
Well, yeah, because the room should make you feel good. And if it doesn't right now, then maybe after you listen to today's episode, you could be able to tweak your kitchen here and there and have it really suit you better and make you feel good when you're in there.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So, Yvonne, you want to kick us off? So what are some of your thoughts about a designer kitchen and some secret things that you might do to make your kitchen really feel good for you?
Okay, let's just talk about and demystify the word designer. I don't think that we're really talking about like some big kitchen design company coming in and making this unbelievable kitchen for you. We're talking about how you personally can design your kitchen to make it an original, to give it a curated look, what makes it you, and what makes it the heart of your home. And
excellent.
When
I would agree with that. Well
a
said,
designer
Yvonne.
kitchen, that's what I want to think about. Something that is just one of a kind in you.
I think that's so true. And people seem to think about the kitchen that it should just be very, this is the way it is. It's utilitarian. These are the things you have to have. People know about the triangle, and how maybe your appliances should be positioned and things like that. But they forget that it's really a room in your house and that it should
we don't forget that. We're all about the decorating.
I wasn't talking about you. I'm talking about other people that haven't had the opportunity to spend time with us and have yet to discover our podcast. Those are the people.
So we're talking about people behind their back.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just trying to help.
Okay.
We're just here to help people.
Yeah,
if you're listening, we know you care about how your kitchen looks.
Right. And so we're going to tell you how to get there. You might have the idea that, I really want my kitchen to feel like it is part of my home. It's not this sort of separate place where we go to make food and refrigerate things and heat things, that it's really part of my house. And it continues with the flow that I've got going on and has the feel of a room rather than a kitchen in a restaurant or a room that you don't want people to visit because, there's pots and pans and things going on in there that you don't want people to see.
Well, and let me add on to what you're saying, Kelly. A lot of people have a house like I do that's open concept. So my living room
very challenging
and kitchen, they're one room. They're one and the same. So it's really important that my kitchen work with my living room and that it all works together and that it doesn't feel like a separate room. And I don't want it to be too utilitarian because you can see it. I mean, it's all part of the same room. So now I think it's more and more important that it really be a beautiful room.
I do tend to like I'm a little different than the two of you. I do tend to like my kitchen a little more utilitarian. I like it to have lots of personality, but I don't like to have a lot of things in it because I do use it a lot. I do cook a lot. And you can see it's part of the back of my house. So it's open to my family room and my breakfast area, my breakfast nook. So it does have to flow, but I sort of like it to have a purpose. I do sort of bring the colors in and the feel of the rest of the back of the house in, but I don't like too much sort of laying around or on my countertops.
Well, I would agree with that, Yvonne. Yeah, I don't like a lot
I don't
of
either. I don't like a lot of, tchotchkes or things or, I'm not going to put like a collection of frames or something like that. I'm not going down that road, but I'm saying treating it more like a room that you can enjoy some comfort as well as the functionality of it. Like I've said before, I love to have a table lamp on the counter, smaller size maybe, because I think that lends a certain ambiance, and you can have the little light on. And that might be something that some people would think was maybe unexpected, or have a piece of artwork. Like when I say artwork, it's usually something I'm finding at a yard sale, like, somebody painted on a Sunday afternoon, 40 years ago or something. And I think it's fabulous. I'm not talking about putting a Rembrandt on the wall, but something that,
well, it's going to get spaghetti squash or pizza
not
splashed
in
all
my
over
kitchen,
it anyway.
Tootsie, not in my kitchen. But it's something that you might expect to find more likely in another room. And people don't think to put those sorts of things in their kitchen. If you have the room, maybe a comfortable chair. People that have fireplaces in their kitchen, like,
I
my
love
gosh,
that
I can't
look.
even imagine.
I know.
That would be so fabulous. You could draw up your chair or a bench or something by the fire. So really making it a room. And actually, this is not a new concept. In fact, this is a very old concept. It was when, in the way back, people used the kitchen,
It was their
solely
only
as the
room.
living room
That's
too.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Right? Because it was the warmest room in the house. And my kitchen is actually also the warmest room in the house, maybe just because where it's positioned and the doors and the light coming in.
Well, and then
But-
in some place like, in the UK, they would have an Aga. That stove was on 20, you can't
All
turn
the
it off.
time.
It's on all the time.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
where the warmth is. And yeah, I can imagine wanting to snuggle up to the stove on a cold, rainy day.
Yeah.
What we really want you to think about is just not like decorating your house and then saying, oh, and this is my kitchen. We want you to think about how that flows in from the other parts of your home and how we want it to feel comfortable. Now, I want my utilitarian kitchen to feel comfortable. I want to have I have pretty drum shades on my lights, and although I don't have a terribly lot on my countertop that I don't use, but I have nice seats on my island. And I do like a little, like you said, a little lamp. I like to have flowers in my kitchen, things like that. But my kitchen, I don't have a lot of room. I don't even have an empty wall to put a painting on or a mirror or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Right. But I think what you said is a good point, Yvonne, is that you've got some nice things in there that are kind of as nice as you would have in the living room. So,
Absolutely.
For example, the counter chairs that I have in my kitchen are Louis XVI style counter chairs from Restoration Hardware, but they've got the curved backs, and I've got the French chairs in the living room. So I've mirrored the same colors and the same French feel in the whole room, so that the kitchen is not left as you don't want it to look like the poor stepchild. It's kind of what we're talking about. So I've got some beautiful chandeliers, 2 chandeliers over the island, and then the French chairs around the island. So these are some things that you can do to kind of bring that living room elegance in there. But I also have some things because what I really want from my kitchen is to feel that warmth from it. I want it to feel elegant, but I also want it to just feel very warm and inviting. So I like to add things like wood bowls and wood breadboards. And to me, that's kind of a designer look, but it's also just a very comfortable feeling to me. And so those are some things that I like to bring in.
Don't you just love a great recommendation from a friend? Well, we're delighted to be recommending these companies and their wonderful products to you today. And let them know your friends at DTT sent you. Go ahead, clean out your closet, then head straight to Quince. I love every item Quince offers, from wardrobe to decor. And I can really recommend their Ultra Stretch Super Wide Leg Pant at $49.90. The price is unbeatable, and the look is so flattering. It keeps you in on top and flares out of the bottom. Everything feels right with Quince. The price, the quality, and the sustainability. Quince offers a range of luxury wardrobe and home goods at prices within reach. And like Quince's clothing, their home goods are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. Once you've cleaned out your closet and refreshed with Quince, you can also add something to your home decor. So give your wardrobe and your home the refresh it needs with Quince. Go to quince.com/DTT to get free shipping and 365-day returns on your next order. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DTT. And let me know how you love those pants. Inevitably, with the new year come wellness goals. One very effective and easy to reach goal is to add Dose to your wellness regime. Dose is expertly formulated organic wellness shots that support your liver in one delicious drink. Formulated with ingredients clinically shown to support liver health. Potent turmeric, milk thistle, and ginger. There's 0 sugar and 0 calories. Did you know that your liver performs over 500 special functions? Since I learned all that my liver is doing, I started with Dose to support all those vital functions. I take a shot of refreshing Dose 2 times per week to combat everyday toxins from food, meds, alcohol, and unhealthy air. Since starting with Dose about a month ago, I am definitely feeling an overall improvement in my health. So if you want to give Dose a shot and invest in your health like I have, Dose is offering DTT listeners 15% off your first order, plus an additional 15% off if you subscribe for a monthly delivery. That's 30% off your first order. So go to dosedaily.co/DTT and use the code DTT. That's dosedaily.co.co/DTT and use the code DTT. I think the main point I would like people to get from this episode is that think out of the kitchen, if you will. You know the phrase out of the box. Think sort of unkitchen-y and think. It doesn't have to be when you're looking for the lighting or you're looking for the cabinetry. It doesn't have to be only look in the kitchen section, only go to a kitchen design place,
Right.
And sit down with somebody who is going to design you the perfect triangle with, uniform cabinets that are all matching. Maybe you want to try to do some cabinetry, but maybe you'll add in an actual piece of furniture in the form of a hutch or even like an armoire.
I love that look.
Right. You could take out the rod and you could maybe put some shelves in and you could use that as an ad hoc pantry if you didn't have a storage. Think it doesn't have to be, a house that has all the kitchen, that has all the upper cabinets and then some gigantic island that could be a dance floor or an ice skating rink or something like that. Your kitchen can take a lot of different forms, and obviously it needs to work for you and your size family and the type of cook you are. But you can do that in a couple of different ways. You can go, standard kitchen cabinets and standard kitchen height and standard kitchen lighting and have it all just sort of out of the box kitchen, or you can shake it all up. You could put a chandelier in your kitchen or some kind of other interesting lighting that maybe would not be expected, but just something that you love and that flows with the rest of your house.
Yeah, I think I very much agree with that. And it's so easy to do that these days. So, like I was saying, I have crystal chandeliers in my kitchen, which is something not unexpected now, but 20 years ago, people just didn't do that.
That's exactly right.
So there's a lot of things that you can, and I don't really have room for furniture, but I love the idea of taking a piece of furniture and putting it in your kitchen if you have room for it. A desk, an armoire to use as a pantry, something like that, I think adds such warmth and charm to a room.
Yeah, I was so pleased. Well, you guys have heard that story before, but the hutch that I squeaked into that little area,
Yes.
And I was planning on, I'm going to have my cabinet guy, make more cabinets because I need all this space. But truth of the matter is I really don't need that much space. And, we've covered this in other episodes. We won't go down that road. But, if you're thinking about changing your kitchen or you're considering doing something different in there, purge first. You probably don't need all those pots and pans. So truth of the matter is I probably didn't need all that storage.
Purge first. Then you don't, then you may not need as many cabinets as you think you did.
That's
exactly.
Right.
And when I got the estimate of what it was going to cost for that area to have custom cabinets built, I was able to save thousands of dollars and use this hutch that I had sitting in the garage that I know I had spent like $150 on at a thrift store. And so I was able to squeeze that in, and other people can do that too. You know, if you have an area where, you know, maybe you had a little built-in seating area, maybe your kids are bigger now and they're not, you know, sitting on their knees and eating their, you know, mac and cheese in there anymore. Maybe they don't use that area in your kitchen anymore. Hey, maybe you could take that little table out and maybe you could squeeze in a piece of furniture that you thrift and just have it really be interesting. Or maybe you could put in a comfy chair and an ottoman and a little side table, you know, and maybe you'd actually sit in there while, you know, you were, something was cooking, or have a cup of tea and read the paper or be on your computer. I think it's a nice idea to sort of rethink your space, you know, in all the rooms, but in particularly in the kitchen.
Right. And another way you can really add some elegance to your space and make it feel more living room-ish or just not so kitchen-y is to add some silver in there. So I love using silver-plated, you know, like a bowl, or I love using a silver-plated water pitcher to put my wooden spoons in. Another thing that I think is great to use to put things in like wooden spoons is a silver champagne bucket. I think those are great to use. I mean, then when you have a special, you know, occasion, you can put the bottle of wine or champagne in it, but you can also use it for your wooden spoons. I think it's fun to take some really high-end pieces like that that were only used for special occasions at one time and then use them every day.
The elevating the everyday. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have 2 champagne buckets on that top of that hutch, and I have big moss balls sitting on top of them. You know, they're high up, so I'm not using them. You know, I probably wouldn't climb up there to put a bottle of wine
weird.
or something in
I have
them.
a champagne bucket with a moss ball in it too. Oh no, we're starting.
Weird.
See, I know we probably look alike and we don't even know it anymore.
Well, here, let me just also say this. If you're looking, let's say you just have a stock kitchen, paint your cabinets. You know, it's so much less expensive than buying new. Paint them in a color that you love, make it your own, or change out like your hardware. I've done that, and that makes a huge difference in how a kitchen looks.
That does. That is really a good tip because, wow, you wouldn't think it, but it's like changing your earrings. Like if you had little studs and then you put on big hoops or something else, like, wow, that really changes the whole look.
It does.
And that can definitely do the same for your cabinetry.
Now, let me ask you this, girls. Do you have technology in your kitchen? Like, do you have like under the counter TV or an Alexa or anything like that in your kitchen?
I have an Alexa. I don't have a TV.
Yeah, you have an Alexa.
And I think that's about it.
Because
but I have really brought her into our family. So.
Alexa.
Oh my.
I like to think about her as my older sister.
Oh, we don't. Bad.
We don't have anything like that in the kitchen. But yeah. So, I mean, what was your point about it though?
Well, it's just that you can incorporate. I think we should feel free to incorporate those things nowadays. Like I always have my iPad and I'm always looking up, you know, recipes. I have it on a little stand and I just think it's a nice idea to think about even just bringing, you don't want to overload it, obviously, but bringing some of those things that we see in other parts of our house into our kitchen. There's so many, like music, you know, having your Alexa in the kitchen and listening to beautiful music.
Oh, you know, we don't have that, but you know, if you're on your iPhone or iPad, you just did the AirPlay and we have the built-in speakers. And so it'll just play Pandora or whatever throughout the speakers in the downstairs.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's so important to sort of set that ambiance, you know, just like you do. And like we have an Alexa up in our bedroom. We've got the same thing going on up there. So
aren't you worried about Alexa spying on you?
Well,
no, I find her so convenient. I don't care if she's looking.
I'm so transparent. So like,
she's an open book.
Yeah. I mean, you know, well.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it because I mean, you know, who knows, but the convenience of it. Now I say to her, you know, add paper towels to my list. And all of a sudden paper towels show up in my door. It's a beautiful thing.
That? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If she wants to, you know, that I buy paper towels, I'm totally fine.
You don't.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm really good with that. So if you have a kitchen, so here, you know,
I think we all might have a kitchen.
All could have a kitchen. So if you are a person that has a kitchen that you really feel like I'd like to incorporate some of these things into my kitchen. How am I going to do that? Well, I mean, start really in the easiest thing is first purge it up, purge, get rid of the stuff you don't need. Then take stock of, what really should be out on the countertops. If you don't use the opener and all of that, put that all away and then see if you can rethink your space. Sometimes it's just a matter of that. As I'm saying, you might have a little corner or even just an area on your countertop. Hey, I could stick in a lamp over there. Or, wow, I wonder if I could get a small little chair over in this area. You'll be amazed if you just let your mind think out of the kitchen for a minute and out of the box for a minute and out of your normal routine and how you can really change it up for not that much money and without that much effort. Yeah. What would be the first thing you might do, Anita? So if somebody was like, oh, my kitchen is, not really doing it for me, what would you suggest they do?
And then what kind of price range are we talking about at this point?
Well, start cheap and go high.
Oh, well, I mean, it really kind of depends. But yeah, the paint, if the cabinet color or stain or whatever is not working for the homeowner, that's probably the first thing I would suggest, although that might be a big expense.
Anita, that's number one for me. Absolutely.
Yeah, but I mean, that would have the biggest impact, though, for sure, of any change. And the thing about it is, if you hate the color of the cabinets, it doesn't really matter. You can change out all the cabinet pulls. You can change out your countertop. You can change out everything else, and you'll still hate your kitchen.
Exactly. Oh, that's I so true. Agree with you. So that's agree. True. But I think that after you look at your cabinetry, I really think you should look at your countertops.
Yeah, that would be next. Absolutely.
Definitely. By the time we're done, we're going to redo the whole kitchen.
I know. Right. We're trying not to, though.
The cabinets, maybe changing the countertop. I think you can probably, if you really hate your cabinet color, okay. But if you can deal with your cabinet color, or maybe you really like your cabinet color, go look at your kitchen, as I said, take the things out, and then maybe just scoot around your house and, go in some of the drawers or the cabinets where you've put away maybe an extra little lamp or some decor items or a runner or things like that, and bring some items that you think you might want to incorporate into your kitchen and just play and put them around and see. You don't want it to look like, this elaborately decorated island, like you're all of a sudden you're going to have, dinner for 12 in there, or it looks like, you've put all your family photos in frames somewhere in your countertop. I mean, that's not what we're saying. We're saying judiciously add decor items and ambiance to your existing kitchen. And you can do this by shopping your own house.
Well, quite frankly, a bowl of fruit is just quintessential too. I love seeing a bowl of fruit. So there's nothing wrong with that. Even though it might be considered kitchen-y, I love that.
And here's something that warms up a kitchen. I love to see like a runner type rug going down.
Oh, good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Great idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Even a big rug. If you have a bigger kitchen, like a runner is great. It's nice to have that under your feet when you're at the sink and whatnot. But I have thought about it, but I probably wouldn't do it until after the girls are all gone, when we're empty nesters, which will be a little while. Not that I'm looking forward to it, but I think I might put a big rug in the kitchen under our center table.
Oh, yeah.
I think it really, I think it'll add like a whole nother layer.
That will really make it look more like a room.
Don't you think? Yeah. I have a table, a marble and metal table that I got at Crate and Barrel, which I love. And we have 2 stools and then these 2 little bentwood chairs that I just spray painted black. So that's where we sit, and we have our usually our weekday meals there and whatnot. So I don't have an island, so I can do that. I can take that table out and lift it up and put a rug under it. But if you can't do that, a runner is a really nice idea, and you can get them so inexpensively, and you can get those indoor outdoor ones like Yvonne has talked about, those where you could just spray it off. So don't even worry about it.
But just put a rug pad under it, because you don't want to be slipping in your kitchen.
Oh, that's smart.
That's a good point. And I want to kind of talk about this for a second because you are talking about the rug. The thing I like about the rug idea, Yvonne, is that it can add color and pattern to a room that normally does not have a lot of fabric in it. I mean, it has a lot of cold
good point.
surfaces. Yeah. So this is a great way to if you can bring in some fabric some way, I think that really softens your kitchen. It's going to make it
some
feel
kind
more
of a
homey.
Textile. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So maybe it's in a rug. Maybe it's fabric on your chairs that are on your counter. In fact, I just did these fun, colorful slip covers for my counter stools in my kitchen. So it just added a lot of pattern and fun, and they're slip covers, so I can just change them out.
That was a really smart idea, the way that you did those.
Thanks.
And we'll just definitely put those in the show notes because I think they're people will definitely want to see how you did them.
Those were pretty fast too. But think about, do you have a window in your kitchen? Maybe you can add a nice little cafe curtain or something in there to add some nice pattern or color in your kitchen, or, just frame it with some curtains. I think there's a lot of ways to add, or maybe it's a table runner on your table. There's a lot of ways to add that fabric. So look around your kitchen and think about where you could add some fabric.
Green Chef is a delicious delight any time of year, but especially during the holidays. What a wonderful vision to behold as the Green Chef boxes on your doorstep. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well. And it makes eating well so easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat a more balanced diet. So let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season. And if you've got guests coming, shop Green Bundles. They're now available at the Green Market. It's your one-stop shop for nutritious grab-and-go breakfasts, including vegan options, brunch kits, wholesome lunches, ready-to-eat snacks, veggie sides, and more. You can feel your best this December and do your best with Green Chef because they offset 100% of the delivery emissions as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. Go to greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT and get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. Pesto pork chops over Parmesan polenta. Not that easy to say, but oh so easy to make with Green Chef. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit company for eating well, and we have such a great deal for you. You're going to save $250. Listen on for the details on that. Green Chef makes eating well easy for any lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. We're getting into the busy holiday season, so it's a perfect time to have Green Chef help you out. Let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season with their chef-crafted, nutritionist-approved recipes featuring fresh ingredients and nothing artificial. And you know what? You don't have to lose track of your healthy eating habits during the holidays. Every Green Chef customer gets a free session with their registered dietitians who will walk you through how to make clean eating work for you. So sign up for your free session and start on the road towards better health today. And that deal I want to tell you about, visit greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. So that's greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. Yeah, I had nothing on the windows, and I thought that's the way I was going to go. And then our neighbors cut down this beautiful branch of the tree, and then right. But honestly, it was kind of a happy. It's really not an accident, I guess, but it's a happy circumstance because I made some linen curtains, and I really like the way it feels. And that's definitely what it was lacking, was some sort of textiles and some softness.
So
because everything is hard.
So can you move the curtain so that you can still be Gladys Kravitz?
I can be. I can be.
But that's important that you can see what's going on over there.
It is. You need to see what's going on over there. So I added those. And then while I was at it, the one on the other side of the kitchen, I didn't really need to put one on there, but I thought, well, that should have something. Now it looks like I left that window out. So, but it definitely has, I thought I was going to block some of the light and whatnot, but I like the way it feels. I think it benefits from having the fabric in there, like you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. And, or you could even do something where it's a shade or something that could be pulled up when you don't need the privacy.
Yeah. And then lighting, if you can put everything on dimmers, whether it's the can lighting or if you have a chandelier or, just some sort of hanging or a semi-flush mount or something like that, just go buy yourself a dimmer. And if you can do it, great. If not, it doesn't cost very much to get a handyman to come over and change it out to a dimmer. That changes the whole feel of it.
I so agree with
and
that.
If you don't like that stain on your cabinets, just turn that dimmer down.
Oh, yeah. And if you haven't had enough sleep, turn that dimmer down.
That's right.
Yes, everything looks better on the dimmer.
That's right.
Sometimes I come home and it's like, are they performing surgery on the kitchen table? While every light is on,
I know,
full force, anything. Oh gosh! And then I have to go and put them all where I like.
No, you put your sunglasses on and walk in the kitchen.
So much better.
Yes. Let me just also throw this out. Wallpaper is really back in.
Oh, yeah.
And what about doing some repositional wallpaper on maybe a wall in your kitchen? Or if you have an older refrigerator on your refrigerator. I love that look. Yes.
You said you saw that somewhere, right?
I did.
I think it's a great idea. Please, if you've done it, please send us a picture.
And if you live in an apartment and you can't paint your kitchen cabinets, you can put repositional wallpaper on your cabinets. And that would be like a black and white, something really cool. Just think about
just no cocktails before you try that. It's going to be hard.
I was going to say, Kelly was not going to have any of that, I don't think.
No. Oh my gosh. I think that would be fabulous. But wow, to cut that all around the cabinet. You'd have to make sure the kind of cabinets you have.
So your reaction was
flat.
to the work.
Yeah.
Not the look.
Just like, renters, like in an apartment, a lot of the time they're flat. So that would be a good thing to do. And that adds a lot of color and also a little bit of your own personal style to a kitchen. I think kitchens are so white.
Well, if it's a white kitchen.
I mean,
well, not a white kitchen.
She's so literal sometimes, Yvonne. Like, yes, Anita, if it's a white kitchen.
Well, I think the trend is just white, like a whiteout. And I think you lose a lot of personality if you don't do these other things. I think it's so important to bring some warmth in your personality and originality into a kitchen, and make it your own. And I think that's, to me, that's the real designer look. Right?
Say no more.
I know. Drop the mic.
She nailed it. That's it.
Okay. Well, then we're going to stop there for today. And if you have what you consider a designer kitchen, we'd love to see pictures of it. Remember, we're here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time.
Hey, everybody. We want to thank you so much for listening to Decorating Tips and Tricks. And we want to make it even easier for you to listen. And it's easier if you subscribe. You just click the subscribe button on our website, www.decoratingtipsandtricks.com, or you can subscribe through Apple Podcast or any of your favorite podcast listeners. When you subscribe, DTT comes free right to you 3 days a week. So until next time.